What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be casting the first game for the Nexon Invitational Super Match. Quite a weird name for a tournament, but we'll go with it anyway. Fnatic is going to be on the Radiant, Team Liquid on the Dire, so even though this is technically a Korean tournament, we do have some of the strongest, I would say, European/North American teams, with, I guess, Fnatic representing Europe, Liquid representing, well, I guess, mostly North America. Now, we're going to be casting this first game, and I believe this is just a show match / best of one. So yeah, it's not going to be any huge series kind of thing, but it is still going to be good Dota regardless. I decided I'm going to get back into a little bit of replay casting. There is a massive shortage of English coverage of this tournament, and by massive shortage I mean there's one English cast, and that's behind a paywall. So yeah, you've come to the right place if you want to watch these games. Fnatic going to open up with the Naga Siren after having the Batrider as well as Elder Titan banned out. Batrider, even though he got hit pretty hard in the .79 patch, still a very large threat, and Elder Titan didn't really get hit that hard in the .79 patch at all, so yeah, he's still a very potent hero. Team Liquid first banning out the Lich, and then going to follow that with a Lifestealer ban. Seeing the Lich banned out as the first hero, you would ordinarily say, wow, this is some weird game. This is a weird game, I don't understand what's going on. Lich in the new patch, though, is incredibly potent, mostly because of his new reworked sacrifice skill. Just being able to get more experience out of a lane, and at the same time, if you cast it right, deny the enemy experience, assuming you are doing all of it correctly, it makes a huge experience swing. Every so often, you get an extra creep, and for a support, that's a pretty big deal, and the enemy off lane gets one fewer, so that's a completely denied creep, not just like a regular creep denial. That's actually a full creep that they're never going to see the experience of ever. And it really does wonders for the growth of your own lane, but also hampering the enemy. And at the same time, it puts you at absolutely no risk. Like, there's no risk in doing any part of that ever. It's an amazingly cheap spell, and it provides your lane with a lot of momentum. So that is going to be their first two bans. Team Liquid can open up their picks with a Visage as well as a Clockwork. So nothing too weird here. Most likely we are going to be seeing the legendary Clockwork from Liquid Bulba. Visage going to be played primarily as a support. Still one of the strongest supports in my opinion. Just trying to think back. I don't believe he got much changed in the last patch. And if he did, then it wasn't anything significant. Fnatic going to kind of do kind of the same thing as Liquid, actually. Naga Siren, also a very potent support. Just being able to press that Song of the Siren button and have everyone walk home safely is generally a very, very safe strategy. And of course, the Ensnare does go through any magic immunity that will inevitably come up from Team Liquid. Nature's Prophet going to be most likely their off lane, probably played by Trixie. However, we might see him go into the jungle as well. Team Liquid going to ban out the Pugna, seeing the Nature's Prophet. You always have to keep in mind that the enemy does have the option of going for a very large pushing lineup. And Naga Siren, she's okay with doing that. I mean, she does get her illusions, but it's not really a quote-unquote pushing support like I would say Leshrac is a pushing support, or maybe not Pugna as a support, but you know, Pugna is definitely one of those pushing heroes. So Team Liquid going to cover their bases and make sure that they don't get their towers pushed all that much, because right now they don't have much AoE to deal with it. They have a Rocket Flare to draw the aggro. Maybe they have Cogs if Clockwork has a little bit of time to set up. But really, against a push, right now Team Liquid's lineup is not looking too good. So they're going to prepare for that push by just banning out all the best pusher heroes. Fnatic, on the other hand, they're going to go with the Mirana as well as the Luna. Two reliable mid-game heroes. And, well, Team Liquid says, I'm okay with that. We're going to go with the Anti-Mage. And really, Mirana as well as Luna, just getting that range damage and getting the large amount of mid-game utility. Looks like it's going to be something that Fnatic are not looking to actually play up against. Luna was recently buffed in the new patch. She now has a little bit of a Glaive rework, Eclipse rework with, I believe, Aghanim Scepter that requires that. And Mirana, also a very strong hero if she does find the opportunity. I do find the Mirana ban a little bit peculiar. I mean, there is the Visage to set up, but in order to have a really, really safe Mirana arrow, you generally want more than a Grave Chill. Of course, later on you will have the whole arsenal of Clockwork to work with, but yeah, generally you want something like the standard thing is the Shadow Demon Mirana combo. That's like what you do if you want to have a very successful Mirana, but we're not going to be seeing that in this particular game. Fnatic going to respond with the Wisp pick. Got hit pretty hard in the new patch, so the tether no longer stuns, just does 100% slow. And now Liquid, they are going to be a little bit concerned. Fortunately for them, they've banned out the Alchemist and Lifestealer, two heroes that you do see occasionally with the Wisp, although it's not necessarily the huge powerhouse that is the Chaos Knight, the Tiny, the Juggernaut. I think those are pretty much the big three with going up against the Wisp. Just having that initiation that all those heroes have, as well as the burst. They could get in with the relocate, kill the target, and then get out. But Fnatic also, with that Wisp pick, have opened themselves up to a pretty good global comp. Nature's Prophet, Wisp, and then, of course, whatever Wisp partner they will decide to pick up. It's going to make things very difficult for Team Liquid, who, I mean, they have a decent amount of mobility. Clockwork has a large initiation range. Anti-Mage can blink to wherever he needs to go. But Fnatic can put global split push pressure, a lot of it, onto Team Liquid. Wisp and whoever is going to be the Wisp partner in one lane, Nature's Prophet in another, Naga Siren and the other I guess mid lane hero in this case in another lane, just split pushing down Team Liquid. So Team Liquid are going to have to find some sort of response to that. They do still need a support hero, so they may want to have something like a Disruptor for countering both the Wisp and I guess the Wisp tether partner, as well as the Nature's Prophet. So that glimpse will pretty much wreck any sort of ganking attempts from Fnatic. If you see someone relocating in, just pop them right back, and then you could either kill the Wisp or kill the enemy, or kill kill whatever other target there is. They're instead going to go for Crystal Maiden. I would have liked to see the Disruptor there. The new Aghanim Scepter Disruptor makes it so that they cannot use items when you have the Static Storm up, which is pretty damn useful. But instead they're going to go for Crystal Maiden. Together with Visage, that should be a large amount of roaming pressure from Liquid if they play their cards right. And I think they're just going to make space from the Anti-Mage through that pressure. It's not exactly the most defensive of support lanes. Crystal Maiden generally is a hero that you want to be somewhat aggressive with. Visage is the same way. And they can still make things happen in the lane with the Anti-Mage, but it's not all about protecting the Anti-Mage. The Anti-Mage is probably going to get his farm regardless. And Fnatic, the tether partner that they have chosen is in fact going to be the Tiny, so is one of those really strong powerhouse heroes. Wisp Tiny, as far as the late game is concerned, is incredibly deadly. Like, Anti-Mage is a pretty good carry hero. I mean, he's okay, but Wisp plus Tiny, yeah, I don't know about that, because I think Tiny versus Anti-Mage is a matchup that slightly favors Tiny when they're all just like 6 slotted, mostly because of that craggy exterior. Anti-Mage, assuming he has like a 5, 6, 7 BKB charge, will only have 5 seconds to kill Tiny, and Tiny's a very tanky hero, and once that craggy exterior actually comes into play, life gets really difficult for the Anti-Mage. When you have a Wisp on top of that with the overcharge, the additional attack speed makes it so that the soft hero of the Anti-Mage, even if he has a heart, is really going to be struggling. So yeah, that is going to be a fearsome late game from Fnatic, and Liquid's late game, it's not that great. They have a good amount of initiation with the hookshot. They have a good amount of ramp towards that late game. They could cover up to the late game pretty well. Once that late game happens, CM's going to fall off in a big way. Visage Familiars, they still will remain relevant, but of course Soul Assumption is not going to be as so. So I am kind of concerned about Team Liquid's late game, especially against the split pushing, against the raw carry potential of Fnatic. With their last pick, which should be a mid lane hero, they're really going to need someone to who's able to scale. And Invoker? I would like to see an Invoker. We've been seeing a lot more Invoker in the new patch, and they only have 2 seconds to decide, so it's going to be a Dragon Knight. Definitely a very heavy late game hero. Fnatic do need a mid lane hero rather, of their own, unless they want to do some weird thing with Tiny Wisp. But yeah, Team Liquid have already banned out the puck, making initiation a little bit more difficult for Fnatic, because as of right now, they are a little bit strapped for initiation. Usually you look to the mid lane hero for that, and what better initiation hero is there than a puck with a Blink Dagger and a Dream Coil? There really is none, especially against an Anti-Mage. So we'll see what Fnatic want to pick up for the mid. Of course, they know that the enemy mid lane is going to be a Dragon Knight, and once that happens, your options kind of open up. You could try to go super aggressive and just try to kill the Dragon Knight, which it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to pick up the Queen of Pain. So yeah, Dragon Knight is a hero that survives in the mid lane. He's not exactly a hero that thrives in the mid lane. Ooh, and it's going to be Bulba on the DK and Koikva on the Clockwork. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so it's going to be a Queen of Pain versus Dragon Knight. Queen of Pain should have the edge, at least in the poking battle. Just being a ranged hero, she will have that advantage, as well as what is probably going to be 2 points in Shadow Strike early on. The health regen of DK's Dragon Blood is going to help, but that's a lot of damage over time coming out from Hani, especially with the constant threat of the Nature's Prophet coming in and actually sealing the deal on the DK. So Team Liquid, they're looking to take this one a little bit later. The DK will help shore up their late game lineup at least a little bit. Also that splash from the level 2 and level 3 dragon gonna make things a little bit easier for the split pushing that is inevitably gonna be facing them. They could easily mow down the waves. Oh, there we go. Camera. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Alright, so let's get the important stuff down, and here we go. We are in game 1, guys. We're gonna go and see what Fnatic have to show for themselves. We have Ira gonna be hard carrying that Tiny. Fly is going to be on the Naga Siren. Trixie, as predicted, is going to be on the Nature's Prophet. Probably going to be heading towards the top lane, at least to start. On the Wisp, we have No Tail, and Hani is going to be playing that Queen of Pain. On the Liquid side, we have Koikfa on the Clockwork. Bulba is going to be mid lane as the DK. We already pulled a little bit of regeneration from his allies, and he's going to go for that fast bottle. Way2 is going to be on the Crystal Maiden, supporting along with Fluff and Stuff's Visage. And last but not least, we have TC, the hard carry for Team Liquid, who is probably going to have a very, very easy time in lane, rushing the Battle Fury and really just trying to explode and farm from there on out. So as far as the lanes look, Queen of Pain mid is definitely going to be something that Liquid are not going to, Queen of Pain bottom rather, is definitely not going to be something that Liquid are going to really be expecting. The Tiny as well as the Wisp, the two of them together in any lane really is going to make things very difficult. But in such a short lane as the middle lane against a melee hero, that lane should be incredibly easy for the combination of Ira as well as No Tail. The Wisp can literally just stand, oh man, I can't draw, can literally just stand right here, or rather right here in this area, and then just, you know, playing away at the DK's HP. All the while Tiny is farming, and if the Wisp so chooses, we might be seeing a little bit of a tether initiation there. So I don't really like Bulba's chances in the mid lane. Of course, I would never count Bulba out, a very, very capable mid laner. But yeah, we'll have to see, because the harassment starts early, and it will probably not let up for a good while. So this mid lane is probably going to go the way of Fnatic. Fortunately for Liquid, they are going to, well, unfortunately for them, rather, we have a couple of little bit of treant stealing of the creeps, bringing it a little bit close to the experience range of Trixie. Fluff is still trying to do the best he can to actually deal with that, but I don't really know if he actually can do anything in that situation. So it looks like Trixie is going to bag himself a little bit of experience. On the bottom lane, we have what should be a fairly even lane. Actually, we have a level advantage already for the Clockwork. Looks like the wave got a little bit out of control from Hani, but I'm sure he will regain control of that soon enough. Clockwork shouldn't be able to kill the Queen of Pain unless he gets maxed out Battery Assault really quickly, but you know, we'll keep an eye on that. But Queen of Pain should be relatively safe to just poke away at the Clockwork. All eyes really should be on this middle lane. We had a little bit of a rotation in from the Crystal Maiden, Way2 just making his presence known, and in the meantime he's just jungling. He's doing that Frostbite, which does an incredible amount of damage to neutral creeps, because Frostbite, for whatever reason, does more damage to creeps. Actually, you know, all spells kind of work like that, but you know, Frostbite in particular, I don't know what the idea is, Crystal Maiden, how you could suddenly bust out a more powerful spell. But that's definitely a thing. She'll be trying to level up and maybe even get a couple pulls along the way, and then together with Fluff and Stuff, might be able to put a little bit of pressure onto the lanes, but right now, it's all about just getting those levels. And wow, Hani having a little bit of difficulty on this bottom lane. Koikva still completely topped out on HP, only used a little bit of mana. He's now looking to spot the 2-minute rune. Unfortunately for him, will spawn up on the top lane, and Bulba should know about that. He does know about that, and he's going to secure that right now. Bulba's actually on the top of the gold per minute chart, so maybe forget what I said. Maybe Breathe Fire spam is a little bit more efficient than having No Tail constantly harassing him. You're also having a little bit of a difficult time last hitting. I just saw him miss one. But yeah, Bulba's actually doing a very good job. The threat of this lane with the Wisp change definitely is diminished compared to if they were playing this same exact situation one version ago. I'm pretty sure Bulba would be a little bit more scared, just because right now, if he gets tethered for whatever reason, he could pop that haste rune and then just book it out of there. But now, oh wait, top lane, we have Trixie taking a huge amount of damage. I almost missed first blood, guys. That almost happened, but I caught the trail end of it. TC, the hard carry of Liquid, finding first blood onto Nature's Prophet, who just got a little bit too close. 1 point in Grave Chill, 1 point in Soul Assumption, of course, Way2, with only actually 1 point in Frostbite, doing very, very high amounts of damage. Even Bulba, now in the mid lane, taking a little bit of damage. But yeah, first blood going to TC is going to be absolutely huge. You can see he already picked up his Ring of Health. He's going to be just gunning his way for that Battle Fury, trying to accelerate as much as he can into the late game, where he will try to overpower the likes of No-Tail and Ira, who have been doing a little bit of diving onto Bulba, but he still does actually have that haste rune, so No-Tail's got to be a little bit careful, though with that bottle he should be relatively fine. Looks like Bulba is actually going to back off for just a little bit. On the meantime, bot lane, Koikfa going to be in a little bit of trouble. He gets ensnared to the floor. The cogs are up, but he's taking lots of ranged harassment from Hani, who's going to blink in for the scream. Koikfa going to try to take down Fly before he himself does go down, but in the end, it is all for naught. Fly gets to walk away with no mana and a little bit of HP, and Hani gets pretty much a free pass back into this lane. Level 4, almost level, well, there we go. Level 5 on the Queen of Pain versus the Clockwork, who's been having a little bit of difficulty being zoned out quite a bit by Fly, just taking a couple Riptides here and there. Not exactly huge, the hugest spell to be hit with, but still, it does stack up. Bulba, oof, still in a little bit of danger. I think Aero is looking for a toss onto the low ground, but he's only level 3 Tiny, which is, of course, the disadvantage of running a dual lane mid, is that your burst damage isn't exactly what you would expect it to be. So, as it stands, 1-1 is the score, but of course the kill favoring the Liquid side, having TC, the anti-mage, get the first blood, whereas the Queen of Pain got the other one. It's definitely going to favor Liquid in the super long run. However, Fnatic, they're okay with getting a couple kills on the Queen of Pain as well. Having a very powerful mid-game Queen of Pain is going to be absolutely pretty big if they are going to look to keep pace in the game. Hani taking a lot of damage from Koikfa, actually, as they both just exchange hits. Clockwork, though, not yet level 6, so Hani's just going to bottle up and walk away from that one. But as it stands, Liquid, they should be getting a little bit of a farming edge. They are, and experience kind of going the same way as well. The jungling from Way 2 really helping out in that case, because, oh, Hani might actually be in a little bit of trouble now. Koikfa, with the level 3 battery assault, is going to get ensnared to the floor. It looks like, no, Fly cannot get a vision of him for whatever reason. Koikfa is going to almost kill off Hani. He does not have mana for another, for a rocket flare, and well, he's going to push both Fly and Hani back. The Clockwork solo in this bottom lane, absolutely tearing apart this Queen of Pain and Naga Siren combination, and in the meantime, his allies, they're pushing up the top lane. Nature's Prophet doing what he can to slow this push down, but he's got to watch out for a long-range Nova from Way 2. That, together with the initiation from a blinking in TC, as well as if Fluff manages to land a Grave Chill on that Nature's Prophet, that's a dead Nature's Prophet, especially since he'll probably get his teleportation interrupted by a Mana Void or something of the like. The aggro is going to be pulled off, at least for now, so the tower is going to survive, but really, I don't know what Trixie can do to really stop this to really definitively stop this, especially when he gets initiated upon. There's the blink in from TC, as well as all the nukes from Liquid, and they're going to annihilate that hero. In the meantime, bottom lane, Koikfa, looks like he used Hookshot. No, he didn't even use Hookshot to take down the Naga Siren in the river. So Liquid taking a very early 3-1 lead, and they should be able to take down this tower as well. I was about to say that Nature's Prophet, without any mana, can't really do anything to really pull the aggro off the lane in a safe way, but looks like he found a little bit more of a dangerous way to pull the aggro off the wave just by dying. And he's going to say, screw it, that tower is going down, we're going to go to the jungle. In the meantime, middle lane, Bulba taking an Avalanche Toss combo. He's going to pop the Dragon Form and try to land a stun. No, he already used a stun onto Ira. Here comes Fluff and stuff for a huge soul assumption. Ira dropping down very low, however, the bottle from No-Tail is going to make things a little bit difficult for Liquid to actually seal the deal. Trixie's going to come in, get a Sprout onto Fluff and stuff, who's now trapped in the trees, ensnared as well. He's going to take a Riptide, and the Wisp Spirits are going to take him out. Visage is going to go down. A little bit of misguided aggression from Liquid. Definitely not expecting this many heroes. And they definitely expected Trixie, or at least calculated for Trixie, but Fly being there is definitely not something that Liquid were expecting. So far, Fly has been primarily in this bottom lane, and rotation from him is something that Liquid did not expect, and they definitely paid the price. It's only one kill, it could have gone a lot worse. Visage is, you know, if anyone on Liquid is okay with dying, it's probably going to be that Visage. You know, at least it wasn't Bulba, right? But good rotation coming in from Fnatic, protecting their Tiny, protecting their Wisps. And now Fly actually might be in a little trouble. There's a long-range hook shot from Koikfa. Crystal Nova, not going to do it. It's actually the right clicks or something from Dragonite. Either way, Dragonite does secure the kill on the Naga Siren, who stayed for just a little bit too long. However, Ira looking to make some revenge happen. He's going to get an Avalanche on Bulba. He takes a Dragon Tail to the face. Bulba taking a lot of damage from these Wisp Spirits. Nature's Prophet ultimately going to come through and secure the deal. Trixie, though, in a little bit of trouble. Koikfa is going to come in as well as Visage. Going to seal the deal on that kill. And wow, Liquid Fluff and stuff from long range to the level 3 Soul Assumption. Going to take the kill on the Wisp as well. Hani is now in the fight. TC as well. It looks like Ira as well as Quakefoot are going to try to duke it out. They're going to race to the regen rune. It's going to give Clockwork a little bit more regeneration. He should use it relatively soon. There's the cogs going to pop up. Hani thinking about blinking across, but he's kind of low on mana. So in the end, it is a 2 for 2. I believe it's 2 for 2. No, Visage got 2. And Queen, that was a 2 for 2 trade. Liquid now 6 to 4 in the lead. And TC going to come in, get a little bit of assist gold, but right back to the top lane he goes. Avalanche toss combo of Tiny, doing some pretty heavy damage. Though it really would have helped him if that tether had just a little bit more, shall we say, stun attached to it. Oh man, that's going to help. Disadvantage of having a dual lane Tiny, definitely looking to be mitigated here somewhat. Clearing out what looked like 3 or 4 stacks of the hard camp, together with No Tail. It's a lot of experience, and that will give the Wisp level 6. Level 6, 9 minutes in on the Wisp is actually pretty damn good. And now Bulba has got to be that much more careful. The Wisp has also not revealed the fact that he is level 6 to the enemy team, so Liquid are none the wiser as far as the levels of the Wisp go. Although I think they should expect that the Wisp is going to have that relocate come up relatively soon. But Liquid, they're playing it relatively safe. Bulba's in the jungle along with Way2, so if they get jumped, they could even turn that one around. They're going to take a lot of damage, and it won't be pretty, but they could at least put up a fighting chance. Fluff and Stuff with his creep wave near the tower, and TC always has Blink, so if he sees a relocate, he's going to get the hell out of there. Once again, the initiation from Fnatic is extremely light. Queen of Pain looks like she's going to be rushing a Lincoln Sphere instead of something like an Orchid to get that initiation. They're going to be very reliant on the Naga Siren. Her Sleep is going to be a good initiation tool, as well as her Ensnare. Ensnare, if it for some reason does land on the Anti-Mage, then that will pretty much guarantee a kill. But if not, then the Anti-Mage is probably just going to blink and dodge it and then be a safe position. There's a relocate up into the top lane. My god. I missed it. I just saw TC's body just get annihilated. It looks like the Ensnare did come through. TC definitely did not see that one coming. My apologies for being a little bit sloppy on the camera work. It's been quite a while since I have commentated such an organized professional game. It's been, wow, a couple months actually, so yeah, there's that. And, well, we might be seeing a little bit more action here on this top lane. Fly can take a Dragon Tail straight to the base. He does have the Song of the Siren. Does he want to pop it just to save himself? Looks like he will, but the Familiars are pissed. The Familiars are not going to die to the tower. Fly's going to use all the Song. There's the Avalanche going to completely miss on Bulba as well as Sprout. Everything missing. What happened? He's going to get tossed, though, and the Spirits from No Tail might be enough to do him in. Age Prophet Ultimate trying to do enough work. The damage is not there, and Bulba gets out by the skin of his scales. If that makes any sense, which probably doesn't, he's going to survive. Wow, I bet the Wisp was really wishing for a tether stun there, right? Although, I don't think he probably could have gotten it, but it's a slow, so yeah, Dragonite sticks the landing, does survive, and also Way2 taking a good amount of damage as he tries to get himself out of there. We can see Way2 actually with 5 assists and nothing else. Every single kill that Liquid has had has been set up in some way by this Crystal Maiden, who now hits the level 6 mark, instantly popping up, getting that freezing field. Kind of peculiar, opting for only 1 point in Frostbite against the Queen of Pain. Something that I really wouldn't expect, but instead going for that freezing field. I guess she feels relatively safe, seeing as though there is the Avalanche toss to worry about to disrupt the channeling, as well as the Ensnare, and then that's pretty much it. So the CM could just sit there in the middle of everything and hope she doesn't die. And at least it won't get interrupted before she actually does go down. It'll be a lot easier to just kill the CM than to stun her in this particular game. Ira's got to be a little bit careful. Fluff and Stuff is smoked up. We do have Quakefoot looking for an angle and hook shot. No Tail is going to reveal his presence, though. And looks like the smoke gank is ultimately a failure, though Bulba still looking around, does not have Dragon Form just yet. So his initiation range is still very low. Quakefoot, though, has all the initiation range that Liquid will ever need. Patrolling back and forth up this river. I don't think that Fnatic are necessarily aware of the smoke. They're just aware that the two very dangerous heroes on the map, one being the Clockwork, one being the Visage, are currently unaccounted for, and therefore they will be a little bit more careful. Oof. Trixie just messing with everyone. Liquid and me. Just by feigning a couple teleportations, but looks like they're expecting a gank onto TC, and looks like Fly's actually going to oblige them. Fly's heading up towards this top lane, and, well, Ira gonna meet up with No Tail. This is definitely gonna be an attempted gank onto TC, it looks like. Maybe they're just gonna go the old-fashioned way. Okay, just walk, why not? Drums are up on Tiny as well as Power Treads, so he's now going to move very, very quickly, especially with that Tether, though. Tether, why do you even level up Tether anymore? Usually it was the stun amount, right? But what's the deal with this? I actually am not sure. Yeah, so Tether, what's the deal with that? I don't play Wisp. Like, last time I played Wisp was, you know, before I actually got into a pro game. Relocation is up on this top lane, but TC sees it coming a mile away, and Ira is stuck with nothing to avalanche or toss. No-Tail will probably leave Ira on this top lane, although reinitiation from Liquid. Koikva's here looking for a target, and he's going to find no one. It's going to be someone in the middle lane, of course. Of course I would do that. Wisp just jumped back into the clutches of a dragon as well as another dragon. Man, I'm sloppy. Holy crap. My apologies, guys. That was a smoke. Waichu and Bulba might have been spotted out by the creep wave, however. TC acting like a little bit of a delicious morsel, trying to get Fnatic to engage, and Koikva waiting out in the wings, going to unleash a rocket flare. That should be, yeah, Fnatic are going to get initiated upon. Fly's going to get cogged in, and looks like Fly's going to die very, very quickly. Hani going to get a Dragon Tail to the face. He should be fine, but what they should worry about is Ira behind them, who is in fact teleporting out. So, it could have been a lot worse for Fnatic. They do end up losing the Song of the Siren, completely stun locked, no chance for Song of the Siren, and even if she had a chance, I don't think this Song of the Siren would have been used very well in that particular situation. So Liquid find a retaliation kill there. What is the status of this Battle Fury? The Battle Fury is up, of course. I saw it a little bit a while ago, and now Power Treads are up before. So Liquid's TC is going to be all out farm mode for here until probably 20-25 minutes, unless Fnatic actually make a decent amount of pushing going. But so far, pushing has been relatively light this game. 13 kills in a 15-minute game isn't too bad, but really, you would kind of expect more pushing from this current patch, which has currently been dominated by pushing, especially with the Nature Prophet on the in the game, riding that momentum a little bit. I guess not. Rather, both teams just opting to get to the late game, at least get their heroes farmed up a little bit more. Looks like Bulba is going to be going straight for a BKB. Will help him an incredible map, mostly against Ira. Getting Avalanche tossed. Once that happens, it doesn't really matter how many points of Dragon Blood you have, because that's a lot of magical damage, and well, the best way to prevent magical damage is by not taking it, so that's going to be a very useful item for him. As far as other items for Liquid, we have an Urn coming up onto the Crystal Maiden. Visage does have a Medallion finish, so his familiars are going to be doing some heavy damage. And we have Koikva here, hunting for Trixies, but let's look at the other items. Still Lincoln Sphere, being built up by the Queen of Pain. Trixie has a Hand of Midas, 500 gold in the bank as well. Aghanim Scepter still being built up by that Tiny, which will open up that potential for the big cleaves. Wisp, not surprisingly, doesn't have anything. Does have the new Tranquil Boots, which is going to give him a lot of regeneration, and regeneration to whoever he's tethered up with. And then, of course, Nagasiren has the Patented Nothing build. Waichu in a large amount of trouble. Ira is going to get the slow onto Waichu. Not in a stun anymore, but it looks like it's not even necessary. Tiny with the big fist is going to crush Crystal Maiden. Relocate gank number 3 is successful. In the meantime, bottom lane, Trixie getting dove by Koikva. Kills happening all over the map. My apologies for missing all of these. But still, Koikva finding a solo kill onto Trixie. We all knew it was a matter of time. I mean, you know, the Nature Prophet had no idea that Koikva was there. Koikva had a nice, easy shot on him. And, well, it looks like the first pushing attempt from either team is going to be actually coming from Liquid. Top lane tower, pretty low on HP, 115 out of 1300. This is in deny range. Let's see if Fluff is going to do anything cute with these familiars. It's going to be denied by Ira. And the familiar is going to get taken down by Ira as well. So Ira getting a lot of value out of those 2 hits. First tower of the game does go down in favor of Liquid, although it is denied by Fnatic. So it's a lot of gold denied from the Liquid side. I don't think they're going to mind too much, because what's important to them is that the tower is down. And TC is going to be in this top lane a lot. He no longer has to worry about people teleporting in and him not seeing it. It's going to take a lot more time for anyone from Fnatic to get in that area. And by that time, Anti-Mage is probably going to clear the camps and be on his merry way. Ira and No-Tail do have relocate up in 10 seconds, and I bet they're looking at this bottom lane. Waichu as well as Bulba are alone, completely without any backup. This could be incredibly dangerous for them. Of course, Fnatic don't know that Liquid don't have any backup here, so this could also be a bluff. But instead, they're just going to go for what looks like a tower kill, and there's the toss. Bring down the tower. No chance for deny there. Fortification even being spent. Wow. A little bit of mistiming from Liquid. Now with 4 heroes on this middle lane, are they going to go somewhere? No, they're just going to clean up these familiars. My god, those familiars did not last long at all. instantly... No, those were new familiars. Those are two brand new familiars, and Visage is now without his largest source of damage, or I guess second largest source of damage. He's going to be pretty sad, and I don't know if Fnatic know that these familiars are new, but if they did, they would know to make something happen, and they're going to make something happen regardless. Big smoke up now from almost all of Fnatic. They're going to go for a wraparound gank onto this bottom lane tower. Trixie just pushing this as organically as he can, not making any weird movements, and it's actually going to be Koiko's in a lot of trouble. Avalanche, toss, blink in, and that is one crushed Clockwork. Way two in a little bit of trouble. Hani, though, unable to chase. So Liquid get out with only losing one, and now the tower is forfeit on the bottom lane. Lots of treants over here, and wow, you're trying to secure the tower with a toss. A little bit greedy from him, but they can even keep going on this one. I mean, they have the toss, they have the treants, they have good creep clearing. Liquid, without the Clockwork for another 20 seconds, are unable to defend this, and really they're not pushing anything else. This looks like to be a second tower, especially with Era now having the big tree club. This tower is not long for life. There it goes, Tiny getting another tower kill. And now we have to look out for relocates. That's the most dangerous time for Wisp. As soon as he takes an objective, he's going to be looking for something else, and usually that involves killing heroes. Fortunately for Liquid, though, that's not what's on the agenda for Fnatic just yet. TC is still farming an absurd 180, my god, 180 CS over 19 minutes. Most gold per minute in the game, most experience per minute in the game as well. Despite only having a 1-1-2 score, he is absolutely flooded with gold. And did someone ask for pushing? I think I did. Trixie going to pick up the first Necro Book of the game. Maybe we'll see a couple more, although it looks like the hero's a little strapped for cash. Wow, Hani going big with the Scythe of Vice. Screw the Lincoln Sphere. He's going to go straight for the Hex. He really does need it as well. They are lacking good initiation on this Anti-Mage. And Blink Hex doesn't get much better than that. So, Hani kind of pulling a 180 on his item build, but hey, it worked out. Bulba, in a little bit of trouble, is going to get a Dragon Tail onto No Tail. Era is there, however. Avalanche going to slow him down. There is support from Liquid. Where's the hookshot angle? Koikfa looking for it. He's not going to find it. Bulba still wants action. He's going to get the Dragon Tail. They're looking to clear a path for that hook shot, but it's not happening. There's a Sprout onto Bulba. He's going to try to bottle up a little bit through this. There's the initiation from Fly. Song of the Siren catching three in a very tight clump. Quick Foot in the back as well. Era's going to demolish Way 2 right off the bat, tossing him into fluff and stuff. Already 2 down from Liquid. Now Bulba going to get hexed up. Familiar's trying to do what they can, but it's not enough. Dragon Knight's going to go down as well. TC is in the middle of, is having no part of that. Koikfa's going to walk away as well. But Fnatic catching Liquid at the perfect opportunity. 3 clumped up. Easy team fight. Can you even call that a team fight? I don't think you can. I mean, that was an Avalanche toss away on the Crystal Maiden. He wanted to get full value of that toss, and he did indeed get that. Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain coming through as well, and Liquid just got demolished there. With the Dragon Knight down for 15 more seconds, and okay, taking a quick trip to the fountain, I suppose. They're going to look to take down more than just the top lane tower. No, they're not. They're going to back up, play it safe. Why not? They have what I believe to be the superior late game, especially since the Tiny. I mean, he doesn't have as much EXP per minute, doesn't have as much gold per minute as the Anti-Mage. But you got to remember that No Tail, pretty much everything that No Tail gets, as far as EXP per minute, as far as gold per minute, ultimately funnels into Era as well. So, although the numbers say that Era is not as farmed as the Anti-Mage, there is a Wisp to consider. It's like, look, they're going to try to take down Roshan, and Fnatic, they don't really have a great way of scouting this out. Treant's a little bit too far away, and Liquid looks like they're going to get a free one. Gold advantage, experience advantage. After those couple of fights, you see the kill lead is now in Fnatic's favor, albeit only by 1. But that gold advantage is something that Liquid desperately do need to recoup. Because, you know, TC's getting a little bit of farm, but really, the supports, can I click on this guy, please? They're actually getting, wow, a little bit as well. This is not bad. Crystal Maiden, not getting much, though. You see the Dragon Knight should have his BKB flying out right about now. So he will get that item off, hopefully, unless he gets blink hexed. But he still won't do that much damage, so he's looking to be very, very tanky, but the damage still is primarily focused all within TC's hands, who does have his Manta style finished. But Era, at the same time, is going for that craggy exterior, and as I mentioned before, you need a BKB on your Anti-Mage if you want to take down a Tiny, period. Craggy exterior, 25% chance to kind of reverse basher you. That is absolutely obnoxious. It is so hard to play against as an Anti-Mage, because you don't really want to get a BKB against such a stun-light team, but you kind of have to, because if you don't, you're going to be stunning yourself. Liquid trying to get a little bit more farm on this anti-mage. TC is still farming very, very well. Almost is like 9-ish, 10-ish creeps per minute. Although a lot of those are neutrals. That definitely reflects in the gold per minute chart the amount of farm that he does have. The pushing and really the momentum is lying in Fnatic's hands. They're, I'm sure, just waiting for the Song of the Siren to cool down. Yeah, Song of the Siren is now ready. So now would be the time to go for a push. It looks like a level 3 Necrobook. Yes, level 3 Necrobook is done for Trixie. So his pushing build is pretty much complete. Not going to get any stronger than that. No Tail does not have a mech anytime soon. Only does have a buckler, but you know, such is the support life. And looks like Liquid are going to give Fnatic an easy decision. They're going to push down, or at least try to push down this bottom lane. And are Fnatic going to act? We'll see. Koifa firing off a missile. Not going to spot anyone. I don't believe he might have spotted the Nature's Prophet, but definitely going to know that something's around. And okay, Song of the Siren onto TC as well as Koifa. Though the Song of the Siren, oh, it's still there, blinking in and out. Koifa is going to be the target. He does have a Blade Mail doing a lot of damage to Era, but it's not quite enough. Boba with the BKB is going to try to bring down Era along with TC, who does still have that Aegis. There's way 2 channeling his ultimate. Going to do a lot of damage to that Song of the Siren. Trixie going to try to get himself out of there. Is there vision with Dragon Tail? Yes, there is. Liquid get an advantageous fight, take the lead in the creeps. In the kills, I'm sorry. And Anti-Mage is going to maintain hold of that Aegis. This is going to be the death of the bottom lane tower. So we still have Hani deep within the woods, who's going to get himself to safety when he has his boots travels back up. But Liquid, they're going to fall back. They take a good team fight. Kind of wonky initiation from Fnatic. Fly, I believe, was blind in that Song of the Siren. They knew that the Clockwork was here. They knew that the Anti-Mage was over here, near the Tier 1 tower. And they didn't really know what else. They definitely got the Clockwork really quickly, which is, you know, the only thing that was really assured at that point. We can see Hani near the Anti-Mage, just, I'm sure, spamming that Hex button on him. But ultimately, Liquid came through with the backup, and the initiation from Fnatic really showing its weak side there. Song of the Siren initiation, when you have no vision, is not really a great initiation tool, and really it shows. Now Song of the Siren is down for another whopping 100 seconds. Liquid going to take the momentum from that fight and try to translate that into another tower. Rocket Flare flying out. Era getting spotted. TC, though, with that Aegis, quite fearless. Koikva, though, hookshot attempt and blocked by the creeps. Shit happens, man. No, Hani, though, blinking forward for TC. He does still have the Aegis, so he's not too worried about this, especially when he can just blink out. Easy peasy. Anti-Mage will probably, Anti-Mage being low will probably force Liquid to go probably all the way back and, you know, just try to get a little bit of healing done, try to push out the waves, maybe collect some jungle camps. But most importantly, perhaps, is that TC almost does have his BKB. Once he has that, it's going to be much easier for him to kill off Era. Although last time it wasn't that hard. Still, having that BKB against Craggy Exterior is absolutely necessary, though. Era, he's farming mighty fast as well. The race between these two cleavers is definitely a close one. It's going to be a very fast Manta Style for Era. I mean, Ags, Manta Style, Drums, Treads, all within 30 minutes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But there we go. Liquid, they're all healed up, and they know that the Song of the Siren should still be down. And they're going to go straight for this tower. Let's see if Koifa gets blocked by creeps again. Looks like it's not even going to be an issue there. Anti-Mage is going to take down the tower. Blinking forward for the Queen of Pain. Mighty bold of him, but he's going to not get punished for it. Bulba still has his dragon form up, and bot lane being pushed, top lane being pushed. Looks like Liquid, they're going to be the victim of a little bit of Rat Dota, something that Fnatic is quite known for. And really, you can't ignore this. You cannot ignore Era with Overcharge and Aghanim's Tiny. Their top tier 2 should go down to Trixie, or at least it's going to take a lot of damage. And the bottom lane got brought down to half HP. So Liquid, they do take the tower, but at what cost? Trixie going to get his teleportation cancelled, and this should be the death of him. He doesn't have a Shadow Blade. He has nothing to get out of there. TC getting in at the perfect moment, and perhaps Trixie staying a little bit too greedily. I mean, when you see the teleportation coming in, you gotta book it. Like, as soon as you see it coming, you gotta go. But unfortunately, the split-second timing was not in his favor, and Liquid not only get the 2 towers in the middle lane at the cost of just a little bit of tower HP, they get a kill on that as well. So the Liquid, they're actually looking pretty good in this game. They're trying to bring back this gold deficit. XP, though, still very tightly contested. So as of this moment, it's still anyone's game, though unfortunately for Liquid, they don't get much value out of this Aegis aside for a free heal. Boom. That actually gives you a regeneration rune. That's interesting. Who would have thought? So Aegis not really used from Liquid, though Roshan still did give them some value, and that's with the Aegis they were able to confidently push down that middle lane. But yeah, you can see the Rat Dota from Fnatic is going to be something that Liquid are going to struggle to deal with. Having Era as well as No-Tail just, in their own lane, kind of doing what they want, and with the rest of the Fnatic heroes just trying to delay the Liquid push as much as possible. The tier 3s, tier 2s of Liquid, they're in danger, like always. Liquid, they're going to try to take this bottom lane tier 2, though it looks like it should be an easy one-for-one trade for Fnatic. Fnatic, they do not have fortification just yet, although they will have it in time to save this tower if they plan to defend. I don't think they will, though. Tower dropping low, and it's going to be an even trade. But you know what? I don't know if Fnatic actually want to go back. It looks like they do want to go back. Everyone wants to go back. So I will trade you our safe lane for safe lane, and it looks like that is a trade that both teams are willing to accept. And it looks like they're just going to go back and tend to their lanes, at least for the moment. Only one tier 2 tower standing on each side. Fnatic, they do have all their equipment ready. They have the Song of the Siren, probably their most important tool. They have Era, who's pretty damn stacked as well. They're just going to get a little bit more control of the momentum of the waves and ideally get a pick, although that's probably not going to happen. And they're going to look for possibly, maybe they were not going to look for anything. I mean, it's not too absurd to think that Fnatic are completely okay with just rat dotaing out Liquid's tier 3s while Liquid struggle to push into the base. Although it looks like it's going to be initiation on the top lane. Bulba going to get hit with Sonic Wave. Avalanche toss as well. There goes DK. No BKB for you. Way2 going to drop his ultimate, doing a lot of damage. Protected by the Sprout somewhat, but the Queen of Pain damage is going to be there. Trixie now going to get cogged in. TC unable to hit anything, actually. He's going to go for Hani. He's getting beat down by Era, however. It's going to be 2 down for Liquid, only 1 down for Fnatic. Fluff and Stuff going to drop another Grave Chill, slow down Era, and everyone from Liquid, they have to retreat. This is going to be the opportunity that Fnatic wants, or is it? I always say that Fnatic is a very careful team. They're not necessarily willing to doom push him when they don't have to, but instead they're going to go for the easy objective. Tier 2 in the mid lane, not going to be something that Liquid are going to want to contest, or I don't think are even capable of contesting, especially with Fly. Well, there's teleportation coming in. Koikva is going to bust some trees down. Got to be careful. Familiars are in the area, but that's just food for Era. Blink forward for Hex on TC, but they're instead going to go for Koikva. He's going to cog in Era with him. That's not where you want to have a Tiny. The beatdown commences, and now No-Tail, though, going to get hit with the Mana Void, but he will survive, albeit barely, with the rune that he does have. He's going to try to give as much healing as he can to Era, and the Song of the Siren comes in. Everyone must stop this show. Though everyone except for Tiny's illusions, it looks like. TC is going to blink forward in chasing, but he's not going to find anyone. And if he does, I don't know if he actually wants to fight that. Fluff and Stuff going to walk up the hill, get ensnared, and now the beatdown commences, although it's not really going to last very long. Bulba in a little trouble, has to BKB, and he's not going to have the chance. No-Tail Era, shortest relocation I've ever seen in my life, but it doesn't matter because Bulba should be going down regardless. It really shouldn't matter. TC is actually going to be the one who gets hexed and brought down. Liquid are now down the Anti-Mage, their largest source of damage, forced to buy back. Now Fnatic have the option of just backing away, and it looks like that's exactly what they'll do. They know that the Anti-Mage buying back is a huge investment, not only of gold, but of his time. He'll have a minute now where he cannot really do much of anything to his team aside from push out these lanes, not even get any value out of it either. On top of that, if they bring down this Anti-Mage again, which it doesn't look like it's very difficult for Fnatic to do, then TC is going to be dead for a very long time. A level 20 Anti-Mage with a additional, I guess, how should I put that, like a additional buyback counter that, it stacks when you buy back. I don't know what to call it, but the buyback timer increases. Your next death's timer increases if you buy back, so that kind of thing. That Anti-Mage is dead for a very long time, and if they do get another pick on the Anti-Mage, then I'm pretty sure Fnatic just take Raxes, because without the Anti-Mage, there's not really enough damage. I mean, there's a good amount of spell damage still coming out from the CM, coming out from the Visage, but it's all about that Anti-Mage and what he has to offer in the right-click department. So he's got to be careful, at least for a little while. The Fnatic do take the kill lead back in their favor. Gold experience now showing firm dominance on the Fnatic side, although, 7,500, 5,000. It's not insurmountable, not by any means. Fnatic going to begin with split pushing, just forcing Liquid back. What Liquid want to do, I'm pretty sure, is just take a nice crushing team fight and then go for base. That's pretty much what their lineup is designed to do. Get a hookshot initiation, have the Dragon Knight pop everything he has, and then just go to town. And, you know, get everyone on the Fnatic side to just have to either go back or, you know, be in graves while Liquid pushing for Raxes. You know, use the corrosive damage with Dragon Knight, which is soon not to be there, but use that and try to get into their base. Fnatic, though, not really letting them have that opportunity. Fnatic know that the longer this game goes, the more split push is going to become an issue for Liquid. So they're not in any real pressure to chase or to push in. Tiny now does have an AC, so he's going to be hitting very quickly and very hard. We'll see what is going to happen out of this double smoke. Everyone from Fnatic heading up towards the top lane. Everyone from Liquid heading towards Roshan, who is now up, spotted by Familiar from the Visage. And looks like they're going to try to take Roshan. They're going to be successful. I mean, Fnatic, they're nowhere near this. But Fnatic, do they know about this? They should know about this. Yes, that missile's going to confirm it. They're just going to go straight in for the tier 3s. Look at this tower melt. Tower is like freaking out right now. He has no idea what the hell's going on. He's like, where did all these things come from? And now he's dead. Sprout onto TC. Immediate Hex as well. Is TC going to go down again? Sonic Wave, everything being used on this guy. That's 100 seconds where he is in the grave. Quickly going to get in for some cogs, but that's not going to be enough because Ira is just sitting in the middle, bashing down the Raxes, and Liquid don't have the damage. In the meantime, the middle lane, Bulba, in a little bit of trouble. They have it in snare. Are they going to use it? Ira going to get hit with the Dragon Tail, so they're not really going to fully commit just yet onto Bulba, although it looks like it's just a matter of time. There it is. Ira's going to lay the beat down, and now he's going to go Fluff and Stuff. It's just one after another after another. That's 3 hits from the big tree, and Fluff and Stuff goes down. Way 2 on his way out. Oh, well, Trixie gets cogged, and then after being tossed into the fountain, so a little bit of miscommunication there. Looks like Way 2 is enjoying it. Looks like everyone's enjoying it, actually, except for Trixie. But with the anti-mage down for another minute, with DK down, Liquid literally cannot stop this push. This is going to be, I think, all 3 lanes going down. Ira has the Mantis-style illusion still alive. Trixie does have the Treants up, and yeah, it's going to be them taking all 3 Raxes after just a good fight from Fnatic. And then the pushing power from Tiny does come in. GG has been called, and Meg Creeps are going to flood Liquid's base. And there's the game, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be moving on with more of this Korean tournament. Next game is actually, I don't know if it's versus, I think it's Liquid versus a Korean team, which should be interesting. So we're going to be moving on to that, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any criticism, comments, all that good stuff, don't be afraid to leave it down below. As I said before, that this is, I mean, I haven't casted a pro game in a very long time, so excuse any rustiness that I do have. But we're going to be moving on to the second game of this tournament to be played so far. I think more games are going to be played tomorrow, actually. So, yeah, that's cool. Hopefully all these games will be up by then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. GG.